Have you considered this? While 115 million fans are yelling at their screens this weekend, there remains a massive hidden demographic that truly does not care. Plus, I'm not speaking about individuals feigning a lack of interest today. I mean those citizens who view the Super Bowl craze the exact way one could view, let us say, competitive cheese carving. Just total emotional indifference. Yet here's what society overlooks. To many individuals, the Super Bowl simply cannot resonate the exact same way. Thus, let us explore this idea. One initial concept you must grasp involves how loving athletic events is never standard human programming. Our minds cannot emerge from the start designed to lose all composure regarding a touchdown. What truly occurs whenever fans become fixated on the Super Bowl remains a deeply complex web of group belonging, acting as if you intimately understand the athletes when you frankly do not. Furthermore, psychology offers a name for this: basking in reflected glory. Essentially, your mind will deliver a sudden dopamine rush after your squad triumphs, although you accomplished absolutely nothing beyond resting on your sofa inside the correct postal code. To people who simply disregard the Super Bowl, watching this occur to outside groups feels like, all right, fine, I suppose this specific catalyst merely fails to hit the same mark. There is indeed some fascinating literature here inside the Journal of Consumer Psychology, which shows humans possess vastly unique optimal stimulation metrics. Certain minds seek high-stress, emotionally loaded situations, whereas others perceive this exact pressure as thoroughly unpleasant. Neither remains better, they're merely varying wavelengths. Therefore, whenever anyone tells you they truly dismiss the entire Super Bowl, they may not be attempting to act rebellious or bold. They could merely be someone whose biological wiring prefers calmer settings. The disorder and mental pressure of a 3-hour match featuring endless momentum shifts truly could seem draining instead of thrilling. Now here's where things turn intellectually thick. People remain tribal by design, correct? We endured as a collective because we built factions and battled against rival factions. Athletics dive into this ancient pack mentality concept. I realize it appears theatrical, yet the mental reaction regarding our squad succeeding against their squad, succeeding mimics a ton of the exact behaviors like prehistoric inside group against outside group relations. However, not everybody feels this gravity with similar strength. Certain folks could derive their feeling of fellowship via literature circles or obscure digital message boards regarding clicky keyboards, or frankly anything that doesn't entail observing adult males hand one another head injuries over an oval object. They're never dismissing socialization entirely. They've simply located it otherwise inside realms which don't force anyone to study passing metrics or argue if that was genuinely a grab. Next, let's discuss matters which could clarify fractions of this social gap. Spheres of influence. There's a theory within behaviorism where humans build either an inward or outward sphere of influence. Essentially, do you prefer to direct personal effort toward elements you can alter, or are you satisfied committing mentally toward events beyond personal reach? Consider carefully what occurs whenever you view a match. You're yelling at a television, you're visualizing a scoring kick, you're sporting those fortunate garments, yet nothing from this alters whatever unfolds across the grass. Certain individuals remain perfectly okay accepting this. The sentimental roller coaster remains the goal. Many could perceive this completely unfulfilling. They'd sooner expend mental reserves toward matters where their labor generates an immediate result. Neither method proves incorrect. They're merely distinct mental inclinations. Also, please let's never ignore the giant within this space: sensory overload. Honestly, no one ever mentions how contemporary existence currently seems like you're getting bombarded by alerts, schedules, bizarre messages regarding a TikTok video you haven't watched, governmental train wrecks, plus financial anxiety. To a ton of individuals, the Super Bowl remains merely another event attempting to steal personal focus alongside mental bandwidth. Seriously, could anyone catch a breather? Particularly with humans who remain built a bit uniquely, the group therapists label highly perceptive, which represents supposedly around, say, 20% among all humans. To them, Super Bowl gatherings prove essentially an extended, exhausting, perceptual attack, which leaves them drained completely for weekends. Those strobes, that clamor, the constant speaking, what's a festival to many proves an absolute stamina trial to outsiders. Plus, here's another reality. No one ever discusses exactly how humans differ whenever the topic involves processing ambiguity. There's science demonstrating that folks differ wildly regarding exactly peaceful they feel around randomness plus vagueness. Athletics remain inherently unpredictable. We rarely predict whatever tends to unfold, thus that's meant to form halves of this magic. Yet to citizens possessing little ambiguity endurance, this identical randomness could seem heavily like panic instead of joy. They're never savoring the tension, they're mostly miserable the whole duration. Plus, once you merge this alongside the truth that the result frankly doesn't matter toward one's daily living, suffering through 3 hours involving artificial suspense with zero reward begins to seem less akin to recreation and strongly like purposeful distress. It's the identical logic why individuals adore frightening films, while others simply hate them. Varied biological networks hold distinct connections toward pressure alongside randomness, even when it's meant for play. Plus, afterward, there's that huge fuss everybody creates regarding customs alongside ceremonies. This Super Bowl isn't merely an athletic contest nowadays. It's a giant societal phenomenon featuring those advertisements, mid-game concerts, plus those branded treats, that entire spectacle. Whenever sports don't actually work out toward you, all this added noise simply renders everything awful. It's akin toward feeling encircled by individuals faking to appear highly invested regarding what you frankly don't understand, while you're expected to chime in plus chat regarding those promos while acting invested. It seems quite so phony, truly. You finish up observing everybody around grow riled up concerning whatever you deemed completely arbitrary. Plus, this bizarre separation might make you feel exactly like the lone human inside that space who skipped the instructions. It's not merely dull, it's sort of isolating in a manner that's tough to articulate. But let's get honest regarding whatever else. Occasionally, there's zero complex mental justification. Often, humans just don't appreciate athletics, the identical way certain folks don't enjoy coriander, or disco rhythms, or real crime shows. We've grown incredibly fixated upon diagnosing singular variations, meaning we ignore how people simply hold unique preferences. Stunning, I realize. That individual who doesn't mind regarding the Super Bowl could remain intensely enthusiastic about Formula One or Olympic skating, or frankly anything else. Plus, this leaning doesn't require any biological validation. The assumption suggesting everybody must care feels genuinely stranger than simply ignoring. Whatever I deem highly fascinating remains how awkward it leaves humans whenever anybody admits they don't mind regarding the Super Bowl. There's an instant protectiveness, as if you've offended someone's parent. And this pushback reveals to observers everything regarding why athletics operate like personality badges in modern society. Whenever you dismiss the Super Bowl, certain folks perceive this like dismissing them, their morals, their total interactive circle. It's not truly about the match, it's concerning inclusion, collective moments, and perhaps an insecurity, assuming if far too many back away, the entire event drops its societal importance. Thus, if you're anybody who ignores caring regarding the Super Bowl, there's likely a blend of reasons taking place. Perhaps your ideal arousal metric runs cooler. Perhaps you prefer placing effort toward events you might directly alter. Perhaps you're merely not built to grow thrilled regarding combative athletics. Perhaps you deem that artificial pageant draining. Perhaps randomness seems heavily like tension over joy. And also, perhaps you merely truly deem everything dull, meaning that's the sole justification. All of these remain perfectly acceptable methods to live. Plus, if you're anybody who breathes for this Super Bowl, that's equally fair. Humans needn't universally need to process the universe the exact same way. Plus, frankly, that's likely the singular cause civilization operates whatsoever. You might watch 115 million folks dropping their sanity around an athletic match, whilst another gigantic crowd remains entirely happy, performing basically whatever else. Yet somehow we all coexist. That's all. That's the entire message. Whenever this struck chords with you, please remember to subscribe. Plus, whenever you wish to back these profound analyses, tap that join icon to become a community backer. I would truly value your support.